Welcome to the cockpit. My name's Ryan and I'll be your pilot tonight. Guys, we are talking record prediction. The Jets schedule has finally been released per basically all these different leaks, and then also the Jets just tweeted one out. So we actually have the legit schedule. Give it a few seconds to get some people in here. Zach Wilson, Jet Life, No Name, Rusty Spooner, Jeremy. What's up, Liam? Kyle, Chad, Adam. Yo, Adam Gates. No, you get it back out of there. Get the hell out. What's up, guys? All right, so we're talking NFL schedule, specifically our New York Jets. All right, so without further ado, let's pull up the schedule. This is what we have gotten from our Jets. We're going to go through it little by little and discuss what our record predictions are going to be here. So right off the bat, let's go through the schedule. It looks like we only have one primetime game and then potentially, I guess, a flexed game in December for the Dolphin game right here. So maybe that one could be, or I guess it's December 18th or 19th. Who knows? I don't know if that could be a late game or not, pending what happens. V-Man says, glad we get warm weather teams at home late in the season when it's very cold, not to mention get the Pats at home early when they are weakest. V-Man jumping in with some facts right off the bat. So things of note, 6 of our first 7 games are against non-playoff teams. That would be the Panthers, the Patriots, the Broncos, the Falcons, and the Patriots and Bengals. So obviously the Titans being the odd one out there. So the beginning part of this schedule is going to look maybe favorable. I don't know. It depends what you think of the Patriots because we get both of them early on in the season. The Panthers redemption game for Sam and Robbie, usually not like the greatest like to start off with things, but hey, whatever. It is what it is. I was really hoping we'd get like the Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson game early in the season, but seeing this happen, right after Christmas is pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that because even if it's two bad teams, at least it's like there's a story between the two quarterbacks there. So I'm cool with that. Other things to note, no back-to-back road games throughout the entire season. So that's kind of nice, kind of good for us in terms of, not being away from home. The longest we are away from home, obviously the Atlanta game, which is in London, and then the bye week, and then the Patriots. So technically, I guess we have 2 away games in consecutive weeks, but they're not back-to-back where you'd have to worry about it. I do like that the Thursday game comes... Well, I shouldn't say I like the Thursday game. The Thursday game's on my birthday, November 4th. So I guess I will. Let's live stream. We'll do a live stream on the only primetime game for the Jets, and then I guess not too bad. Nothing too crazy. What Vinny was saying earlier, we end with 3 Florida teams or dome teams at the end of our schedule. So specifically the Bucs, the Jaguars, and the Saints in December all have to come to MetLife. Those are warm weather teams or dome teams coming to the frozen tundra of MetLife. And then for some reason, we end up with Buffalo at the end of the season. But this could wind up being a good thing for us because look at this stretch of games. You've got potentially the Dolphins, and depending on how you feel about the Dolphins, how you feel about Tua and all that, obviously, I think right now I would say on paper maybe the better team. We have a lot of hope for us. But let's say the Dolphins aren't what they were last year. Maybe Ryan Fitzpatrick got them a few more wins than they otherwise would get with Tua. Fingers crossed, right? Then you go Dolphins, Texans, Eagles, Saints without Drew Brees, Dolphins again. So that's really like how you feel about those 2 games is going to say a lot because this 6-game stretch right here, not crazy. These are all potentially winnable games if things go right for our New York Jets. or at least games that we should be competitive in. It's not necessarily that we should win all of them, but it is a favorable stretch. And I guess maybe you include the Bills where we have them at home. But I mean, that more than likely they probably win the division. So if you're thinking for a split, maybe not that one. But here at the end, you go into this hot streak, let's say 6 games in a row, and then you get the Bucs in MetLife. Tom Brady coming up here after the turn of the new year. And then you get Buffalo, who has a real good shot at resting players at the end of their season. We ran into this 2 years ago where the Jets had, that final 2 games, Steelers without Big Ben, and then Bills resting players at the end to sneak out an extra win. So it's not unreasonable to think that we could squeak out a win in those final weeks there. Before the schedule was released, I said we would be somewhere between a 5-win and a 9-win team. And I still think that's probably the case, although I do think this is a very favorable schedule. So let's go through it. We'll go line item by line item, and let's predict our win-loss record. The nice thing is, I guess if you're looking at home games, we have a lot of home games towards the tail end of the season. It's what? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of our last 11. Is that right? Yeah, 7 of our last 11 are going to be away game or home games. Or I guess you could say, 6 of our last 9? This probably sounds better. I don't know. So we go on a little bit of a run. If the Jets wind up being halfway decent, those home games at the end of the year are going to be a lot more fun. If we are not a good team, then the Jets are not going to make a whole heck of a lot of money towards the tail end of the season. But we're staying optimistic, boys and girls. So let's say, I said between a 5-win and a 9-win team is where I was thinking. So let's go through this. We'll go little by little, and we'll kind of predict our win-loss record here. Jets at Panthers, week 1, Sam Darnold, Robbie Anderson. I'm going to pencil this in for a loss. We have a rookie quarterback, I think, with Sam Darnold. He's going to want to prove his former team wrong. And you have Robbie Anderson upset that he was not paid a bunch of money by the New York Jets. This just has a recipe for disaster week 1. I don't see us sneaking out a win. Do I think the Panthers are the most complete team? No, I don't. Would I be shocked if we beat them? No, I wouldn't. But I just think given the circumstance, given the everything surrounding Sam, the rookie quarterback in his first start, I think there's going to be jitters. I think we're not going to see the optimal team week 1. Then week 2, we have the Patriots at home. This is our home opener. And you know what? Your boy's going to it. I haven't got tickets yet, but man, I will be getting tickets for this game. I hate the Patriots. And week 1 against them is going to feel pretty good. And I don't really like that team led by Cam Newton. I'm not really afraid of it. I think Cam is definitely going to start this season. I think Mac Jones probably ends this season. So Cam at the beginning of the season, I will say after a loss week 1 to the Panthers, the Jets pull out a win against the Patriots and we go 1-1 to start off our season. Then we travel west and we're going to Colorado. We're going to Denver week 3. It's a 4:00 game. I don't mind the 4:00 games when they're away because then you get to sit and watch all the 1:00 games and enjoy it. When it's a 4:00 game and you're home, you miss all the different games unless you're, I guess, sitting at home. But all right, so Denver versus the Jets. They have a lot of really nice weapons, and I think a lot of it's going to hinge on how Locke plays. Young guy against young guy. We're traveling. They've got a pretty good offense, and our secondary not so great. So I'm going to say 1-2 to start our 3-game stretch. Then we go home for the Titans. I think we can probably all agree that seems like a relatively easy loss that we can pencil in. Week 5, we go to London to face the Falcons. The Falcons, obviously Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, that whole gang down there, Kyle Pitts now. I think that team is poised for a turnaround. Now, that being said, neutral field, both teams traveling, not necessarily a ideal mix, but I do think the 4th overall Falcons from last year are going to be drastically different than what they were. I think they'll be drastically different than what they were last year. So I think this is probably 1-4 with a rookie quarterback in London. Then we go into the bye week. So we have a little bit of time to reset. We get to look at some game tape week 6. I hate having early buys like this. At least it's not like a week 4 or week 5 one, I guess. And you would think with adding the extra game, we have 17 games this year. Why not add a second bye? Let's start the week 1 game on Labor Day and then have 2 buys throughout the year. You protect your players. Now you go from Labor Day to President's Day with the NFL season. It would have made a lot more sense. But that's not what we are here to discuss. All right, so we're 1-4 going into the bye. I would say, I guess the Denver game has the potential of us being 2-4 going into the bye. Sort of hinges on that, or maybe Matt Ryan just explodes and turns to dust. Who knows? Coming out of the bye, now I'd have to look at the Patriots schedule and see what their docket kind of looks like as well. But I don't think the Jets are going to get the best of the Patriots to start this season. So I think we do probably lose one of the games. I think we're going to split. Actually, no, screw that. I said we were going to sweep the Pats on the Talking Jets panel. We're going to sweep the Pats. I'm slamming my fist down on the table. We're going to sweep the Pats because screw the Pats. Bengals on Halloween. Ooh, that's kind of fun. That's neat. Little orange, pumpkin-y, orange and black scheme you got going there. Kind of rough. Only 2 home games before Halloween. Lots of cold weather games this year for us. Bengals with Burrow. I guess it depends how Burrow comes back from this injury. Our front 4 is going to be pretty filthy, and they didn't reinforce the line the way I thought they were going to. But I will say, let's see, this is a home game. Let's say the Jets win this home game. I think we can squeak this out. I think after the bye, I think we wind up going on a little bit of a run here. Now we have Jets at Colts, November 4th for my birthday. Now, I have a hard time believing that things will go right on my birthday. Things don't tend to go right. We, against the Colts, you have Carson Wentz over there. That is a very good team. I'm going to say that is going to be a loss. Unfortunately for me, we will be live streaming that game. That'll be one we'll hop on and we'll talk a little Thursday Night Football. Maybe we do like some sort of Twitch exclusive. I heard you can actually share the game on Twitch. I don't know if that's actually true or not because it's simulcasted with Amazon. So we'll have to keep an eye out on that because if I could show the game, kind of cool. All right, then we go to week 10. We have Buffalo coming to town. Do I have the right record? I'm 8 through 9 weeks. Yes. Okay. So Buffalo comes to town November 14th. I do think they are going to be playing for a lot. Jets lose this game at home, unfortunately, to the Buffalo Bills. Then we go Dolphins coming up to MetLife. I think we beat the Dolphins here. I said we were going to split with them. So Dolphins, week 11, I'm going to pencil that in for a win. Texans, I don't trust the Texans at all. I think we can get a win here. I think they're going to regret not making a trade with us a little bit earlier. And then all of a sudden, we have a quarterback that would have been sitting out in Deshaun Watson. No, we are going to beat the Texans November 28th, week 12. Then we have the Eagles coming to town December 5th. Just a little bit of a drive up New Jersey. Eagles. I don't trust the Eagles. I don't trust Jalen Hurts. I don't trust that team. I think they got put in a really bad situation with their cap. I think they got put in a really bad situation quarterback-wise and head coach-wise. I'm going to say the Jets win this game. We're 6-6 coming out of the Philadelphia game. Now we have the Saints December 12th. They're coming up here. I think that's going to be a win for us. I really do. Hey, man, this is like scary. I don't like doing this. That Saints team is really good. I don't know how that team is going to look without Drew Brees. Is Jameis Winston going to be the quarterback of the future for the Saints? Do they switch to Taysom Hill? Are the Jets able to defend that? They have Michael Thomas and friggin' Kamara. Are we going to be able to defend those types of weapons? I will say this. It's not as far-fetched as it would have been in the past. No Drew Brees really makes this a toss-up. Then we have the Dolphins game in December, week 15. We're going down to Miami. Originally, I had a splitting with Miami, but I think this one's probably going to be a loss for the Jets. I think we're going to be coming off a little bit of a high because I just had us winning that 3-game stretch. I think we're bound to have some type of upset going into the Miami game. So we're 7-7 going into Christmas. And you know who comes to town? Goldilocks. And Tim Tebow. And Travis Etienne. The Jaguars come to MetLife December 26th. You know where I'm going with this. That's a W. Jets are beating the Jaguars. Week 16. Pencil it in. Now we got the Bucks coming to town. Super Bowl champion Bucks. I know it's a cold weather game, but Tom Brady has plenty of experience playing in cold weather games. Unfortunately, we are not going to beat the Bucks here. And at the final week of the season, I have the Jets beating the Bills. So after a very tough start to the season, I think the Bills rest their starters January 9th. I think the Jets sneak out a win at the end of the season, go out on a solid note for the 2021 season, a fantastic rookie campaign. If you can go from 2-14 to 9-8, now, yes, I would sign up for that all day. All day I would sign up for that. Again, this is probably an overly optimistic look at it, but given the way the teams have been broken down, if this was like Jets Saints in New Orleans, probably different. I think if you're saying, I don't know, because the Falcons team that I have as penciled in for a loss, I can see that being a win. I really could. There's a lot of parts to this schedule that make me feel much more confident than how we dealt with last year's schedule. Remember, last year, we did not have Kev Chatta. Ryan, you were too much of a fan to be realistic on predictions. Yes, duh. That's me. See, Mac Arthur says 9-8, you crazy? Damn right I'm crazy. No way 6 or 7 wins. Hey, I said 5 wins, or I said 5 to 9 wins originally. As we're going through this and the rationale that I gave at the beginning of this video, I think we're able to have more wins than people expect us to. Going from 2 wins to, let's say, 7 wins, an extra 5 wins on the season. I think it's possible. Green Bean had us at 10 wins, which, to be honest, not insane. Not insane if you flip-flop the Falcons game. The only team I had as sweeping, which could be, not a thing, would be the Patriots. I do think the Jets can sweep the Patriots, though. We're going to have a long rest coming into that Week 7 game. I do think the Jets win Week 2. I know Belichick has a good record against rookie quarterbacks, but I think that all changes. Who knows? Maybe we're playing Mac Jones October 24th. Maybe Cam just falls apart. That's what we get. You guys are not very happy with my record prediction. Who would have thought Jet fans would be upset at 9-8? Whatever. Nick Hunter says Cam Newton's going to be seeing ghosts. Justin Crazy says 10 wins. Justin, brother, what's up, dude? Haven't seen you in a little bit. Damien's not too enthusiastic. He says 5-2. TJ Decker, Patriots aren't going to be good either. I don't think the Pats are going to be good. I don't think they make the playoffs. I don't think it's happening. Kev Chatta says Sal is a great motivator, but he's also going to make mistakes as a rookie head coach. I'll say this. I think rookie head coach, rookie offensive coordinator, rookie quarterback, first-time defense getting installed. Not a lot of good secondary pieces right now in the defense, aside from Marcus May and Bryce Hall. Those are really the only two solid guys we got back there right now. A lot of these games are going to depend on how much our offense can actually score. So we will be putting a lot of our stock into Michael Carter, Zach Wilson, Corey Davis, Denzel Mims, Elijah Moore, Jamison Crowder. All these guys need to step up for the Jets to have a pretty successful season. Unless we get surprised by our defense, I think our defense is probably going to give up a lot of points, and I think we're going to see a lot from Zach Wilson in terms of the offensive side of the ball and what we're just going to, we might lose a bunch of games. If you want to say we go 10 or no, what would that be? 6-12, but we have Zach Wilson throwing all over the yard, and he said he goes for 3,500 yards and 25 touchdowns and 15 picks. See, that's not a bad rookie campaign if you can wind up having that. If Zach Wilson starts every game of this schedule, he's probably going to break, at the very least, our yardage record. I could see him breaking our touchdown record as well now that there's 17 games as opposed to 14 games when Namath set the record. I think his record is just over 4,000 yards. And I think touchdown-wise is Fitzpatrick at 30 or 31 touchdowns. So we'll see. Who knows? What are you guys saying in the chat? You guys talk about Tavon Austin. Yeah, Jets worked out Tavon Austin. I don't know why we need another slot receiver. Maybe they just want another punt returner. I don't know. I like Keelan Cole. I don't think we need to play with Tavon Austin. Carmelo says 15 picks. Yeah, 15 picks for the rookie quarterback. 1 pick a game, -2. Fingers crossed, right? Who knows? Dude only had 3 interceptions this past year. Codella says 9-8, more like 4-13. Could be 4-13. I think the Jets are going to be much better than 4-13. I think just the effect of removing Gase and inputting Salah is probably a 2-win difference in and of itself. And that's not factoring in an easier schedule, a better offense, and more talent added to our roster. So I will say that. I think we're definitely going better than 4-13. Seamus says, I want Brian Poole back. Yeah, I do too. It's not going to happen, though. I'd be very surprised if we brought him back at this point. Tavon Austin to replace Crowder and give us cap space. You could do that. If you wanted to say you didn't want to push Elijah Moore into the starting role right away, or maybe you wanted 2 slots and you want Tavon Austin to take Crowder's spot, I would not be for that, though. I think I'd rather Jamison Crowder at $11 million than Tavon Austin at $2 million. I'd rather us roll it back with Crowder and see him get signed and maybe get a comp pick. I think he's played well. Do Seattle, since we own their first pick, says Dark Soldier. We've looked at Seattle's schedule before. It's not a I didn't see what their current look of schedule, what their actual games are, but I know their games are going to be a little bit tougher. We might have a really good draft pick from them. It would not shock me if Wilson goes down with an injury. That pick could be top 10. Easy. Realistically, we're Worst case scenario, probably in the 20s. That's all right. What else are you guys saying? Russ sits out in Seattle, goes 4-13. Yeah, I'd love to see that. God, everyone wants to see Seattle just duff it. Let's see. Motivated T says we're going to beat Carolina week 1. I would love nothing more than to beat Carolina week 1, especially since we went back and forth. And I'm going to have to hear how many comments after this game where, oh, we should have kept Sam Darnold. That's what we should have done. And Robbie Anderson, Joe Douglas sucks. This is horrible. No, it was the right move. I don't care if we lose week 1. It's the right move. Look at how Sam played. Look at the contract. Look at the position the Jets were in due to the incompetency of Gase and everything. And the 5-year GM, the 5-year head coach, you get the 5-year rookie contract. So I want to win week 1. I'm not looking forward to all the Jet fans being frustrated and being like, oh, we should have kept Sam, because the Jets are going to lose week 1, potentially. Bro Z says, what's the line with Carolina? I don't know. Do they make lines this far out? I guess they could. I would have to say the Panthers would be favored by 4 to 7, 6.5 points, 7.5 points. You say a touchdown, something like that. Let's see. David says Jets beat Panthers 28-24. I'd like that. Jets are 5-point dogs. Yeah. Oh, Panthers are -5. All right. That would have been nice to see. Let's see. Where are the odds? Let's pull up the odds. Let's see. Do I have? No, they haven't done it, but they've showed. Yeah, so we know that so it's actually 4.5 points. They had the Panthers favored by 4.5 points. If that's accurate. It's just some random ass site. Runner Dash, do you think our cornerbacks are better than Robbie? No, I don't, but I don't think Sam's arm is good enough to get it to Robbie downfield. It's something I said was an issue when we had Robbie here. It's something that I said was an issue last year when Sam couldn't get the ball to Perriman. We saw how Flacco was able to get the ball to Perriman. I think he's going to run into the same issues. Now, that being said, I do think that Robbie will have more success if they keep him closer, like that intermediate to close range targets. If Joe Brady has him running, slants and, outs and things like that, I think you could take advantage of his speed. But if you're going to start making him run posts and fade routes, I don't know if Sam's going to be able to dial it in the way he's going to need to. David says, Ryan, I'm telling you, no one knows Darnold's flaws more than the Jets. Darnold will see ghosts. That is true, but this is an entirely new regime, so it's really just the Jets players, some of the Jets players, will know his weaknesses. And some will be able to dial it in. I think Carl Lawson pinning his ears back, forcing Sam Darnold to run around, who knows? Dark Soldier says Christian McCaffrey was injured last year. Yeah. I'm sure Joe Brady and Matt Rule will be able to dial up a much more interesting game plan for the Panthers than what the Jets had with Adam Gase and Le'Veon Bell. I think you're going to see a much more – you're going to see Sam Darnold probably at his – I don't know if it'll be his best, but I think it'll definitely be a better version of Sam than what the Jets have seen from Sam, at least the last 2 years for sure. Johnny Bravo says, tell Matt to put on 100 pounds of muscle and play right guard. He's 6'4". He's huge. I didn't expect him to be that tall. When Matt told me he was that tall, I was like, oh, dude. It's like, I'm only 5'9". I'm not a big guy. You'd tower over me. Green Bean's like just under 6 foot. He's like 5'11". Mumtaz, to be honest, We are one guard, one edge, and one cornerback short. Yeah, but we might also be a linebacker and a slot cornerback, possibly a kicker. But yeah, optimistically, I think if we go into next year's draft, we have 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and you take an edge, a corner, some type of offensive lineman, whether it be right tackle, right guard, whatever, and then you take maybe a tight end. I would say the Jets are in really good shape next season. This year, I could care less. If we go 0-17 and I see growth from our rookie quarterback from week 1 to week 18, perfect. I'll trade out a 1 for a haul of picks and get even more draft picks. Just dial it in. Oh, Ali, what's up, brother? Good to see you in the chat. Official loyal NY Jets fans. Ali, what's your record prediction? Wild 1120 says 12-5. Wow. Ballsy. Man says 16-1 or 17-0. Like the way you think. Just don't know if it's realistic. What was his stats against San Francisco last year, Sam? Ooh, well, I guess with San Francisco having all the injuries, maybe that would be equivalent talent-wise to the Jets this year. It's interesting, I guess. Wouldn't have thought of it that way. You should call Matt Stringbean. I wouldn't call Matt Stringbean. He's like 220 pounds at 6'4". That's a big dude. That's a big guy. Maybe would I be Stringbean? 5'9", 180, 185 pounds? I don't know. Elijah says our O-line is okay on paper. Our D-line is stout. Safety's okay. Wide receivers good. And we are ignoring the fact that our coaching is way better than last year's regime. Got an easier schedule, too. Schedule's not going to be as hard as it was last year. Ali says he's uploading video. I would be happy with 7 to 9 wins and Wilson improving every week. Yeah, look, let's be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. As long as we see growth out of our rookie quarterback, that's all that matters. Throw the record out the window. Jet fans, you could be rooting for wins. Wins are bonuses. That's perfect. You can go into the season without a care in the world. Just don't embarrass me. And let's do a exciting offense. I want to be entertained through the entirety of the season. The last 2 years after week 2, the season was over. It was done. Season was over by the time the Jets got to week 2. So do not put me in that position, and I'm going to be a very happy man. Asylum Reaper says, I made a video earlier today, and I have the Jets going 11-6 on this schedule. I said what I said. Asylum Reaper. Whew. Man, dropping some heat. 11-6. I thought I was being optimistic with 9-8. Some of you Jet fans have your heads in the clouds. It's all right. We're pilots, my friends. We're supposed to have our heads in the clouds. It's all part of the game. Let's see. Jet Life says, well, 9-8 is better than 2-14, so I'm not mad at you, Ryan. That is good. J-Rock Entertainment says 11-6. I will bet $1,000. If I thought you'd pay out, I would bet you that the Jets will not go 11-6. I will take the field there. Let's see. Remember, we're getting Josh Allen's father back this year. CJ Mosley, says TJ Decker. Ooh, he's saying that we are just going to take advantage of Josh Allen now that we get our linebacker back that we didn't have last year. Jimmy says that Asylum Reaper chat was me, by the way. Yes, 11-6. Jimmy, you're nuts. You're nuts, my friend. 11-6. I don't see it. I'm optimistic, but I'm not that optimistic. Delusional Jets fan says CJ Mosley hasn't played in 2 years. Going to take him some time to adjust. I think he only needs until about week 10. I want to get if CJ Mosley dominates Josh Allen in some capacity, Then the final week of the season, it's going to be an away game. I missed the Who's Your Daddy chants for the Patriots. I guess it wasn't for the Patriots. It was for the Boston Red Sox against the Yankees. But man, that was fun when those chants would go live. What else are we saying in the chat? John Post, shoulda, coulda won 5 to 6 games last year. 8 to 10 wins is realistic. Yeah, just realize the Jets were 2-14, and that was with a Hail Mary at the end of the game in the Raider game and a last-second field goal against the Patriots that lost it for us. So we could have really been 4-12. And when you think that the Texans were 4-12, like that's insane. The Jets are going to be far more competitive. We may lose a bunch of games this year, but I think we are going to be way more competitive than what we got out of our team last year. Last 2 years' teams, incredible embarrassment for the franchise. This year, give me 6 to 9 wins. Give me 10 games, 11 games where we are within 4 points, whether that's a win or a loss. Keep it close. Give me something to look forward to. I see you guys saying no Monday night game. I think, let me pull up my calendar. I got to pull up my calendar because I don't know what December looks like. Let's see. So that Miami game could either be a Saturday or a Sunday game. It's a 18th or 19th. Yeah, Jets don't deserve a Monday night game. As much as I want to see them on a Monday night game, we did not earn that right. We've been a bad team. We don't want to see bad ratings on Monday Night Football. Thursday Night Football, though, against the Colts, who knows? Who knows? Let's see. Which game? Let's do this. What game are you most looking forward to on this schedule? Jay Ruck says, check my Instagram. Ask Greenbean, 11-6, $1,000 Cash App, Zelle. I'll pay money up front and wait on it. Wow, that is ballsy. I don't see it. I don't buy it, dude. I would do that bet with you. Ali says Jaguars should definitely be a Thursday night game. I really thought that's where they were going to go with the Jaguars game. But that's a game I want to go to. If I'm picking games I want to go to, I want to go to opening day. I think the first game in 2 years or a year and a half or whatever it winds up being, going to be a lot of fun, especially a division rival home game like that. Then I probably want to go to the Jaguars game. I think that's going to be a fun game to watch. I think both teams trending up. I think I would enjoy the chance to laugh at Trevor Lawrence when Zach Wilson dominates him. Week 16. Aunt Jet says Bucks or Jags would be nice to beat Brady. It'd be nice to beat Brady, but I don't want to go to that game because there's a real good shot Jet's going to get spanked because they could be jockeying for the 1 seed at that point. I don't like that. The Bills could be resting players, although I guess they could be jockeying for the 1 seed too. Ali says, Ryan, we gonna do a pregame show together? I don't know if did I do pregames? I did postgames. I don't know if I ever did pregames. I'll have to look into that. I like the live aspect of the shows are fun. And then I like doing my 5 takeaways after the game. I like my initial thoughts in the post game, and then I kind of process and then go through it. TJ says, curious to see how good Indy is this year. It all hinges on Wentz. If Wentz goes back to MVP caliber, that team's going to be really good. Really good. If he doesn't go back to that, they're still going to be a good team. That offensive line is legit. They got some good pieces. That defensive line is stout too. Let's see. Delusional Jets fans. I'd love to go to the Bengals game, honestly, because there's a good chance we win. I also like Burrow. If I had to pick our most likely win, it might be Jacksonville. If you're looking at at home, the Bengal game is definitely possible. I do think the Bengals have some talent, and I think it depends how that offensive line plays. I would say the Jaguars, the Eagles, and the Bengals are the three that the Jets probably have the highest likelihood of winning. Dolphins on November 21st, that one's probably a coin toss. Division games are always tough. I have a hard time with division games. But I would say Bucks is a definite loss. Titans is a definite loss. Saints probably going to be favored in that game. Again, but we don't know what happens with Winston. How does he look? TJ Decker, congrats on 15,000 subscribers. Really happy for you, brother. Thank you, TJ. I didn't make a post about that. I really should have. It means a lot that you guys have followed and hung out for as long as you guys have, especially during the summer when I don't tend to have quite as many videos coming out just because I got work and things like that. But yeah, no, it's really cool. It definitely feels good. On to 20,000. Fingers crossed. Rusty Spooner says 3 Tylenol at Urban when we play the Jags. Throw Tylenol? THROW, Rusty. What week does Tebow retire? Hopefully after the Jets spank him on Christmas. Day after Christmas. Juan says, I'm not going to any game because I'm in Chile. Juan, one of my best friends, lives in Chile. By accident right now. he's normally lives in the U.S., but he got sent home for a little bit. he's not allowed to be here. Hopefully he can make the wedding. Fingers crossed. He's got what is it? When do I get married now? 16 days? 16 days I get married. Ugh. It's coming up quick. Youth says the schedule is a lot less stressful than last year. Yeah, I agree. It's not nearly as daunting as it was last year. And I feel like there's optimists. We're way more optimistic. Like I feel like this free agency period, Corey Davis, Lawson, Rankins, Keelan Cole, those 4 signings really shouldn't be understated. And then you have Elijah Moore and Michael Carter coming in as weapons. That's exciting. I think Elijah Vera Tucker is definitely going to give us better play than what we got out of our left guard last year. We'll see. Mac and Cheese Jones, says the Rush. Jeremy says, keep eating that frozen pizza, 20K just around the corner. Hey, you know what? I will eat my frozen pizza on my live streams. You guys all hung out for it. It means it worked. Whatever. Judge me. Alex Quarter, you want a wedding gift from the subs? No, it's all right. Just leave a little comment. Comment's fine. Ben says, just pop it in. How we looking, boys? We're going 9-8 next year. That's how it's looking. I got some people don't believe me, but I think it's going to happen. Just Jets, my brother. I think we lose both games to the Bills, Pats, and split the Dolphins. No. We're sweeping the Pats. Screw the Pats. I don't believe the Pats. I don't think they're having a good year. We have the 13th easiest schedule based on strength. Last year, we had the second most difficult. Right there, we are in a better place than last year before the first game ever starts. Yes, Dark Soldier, that's exactly what I've been trying to say. New coaching staff, new offense, excitement, easier schedule. All that factors in here. Juan says, if I travel to NYC, can you give a tour and go to a game? I can go to a game if you're coming up for a game that I'm already going to. I don't know if I'm not going to go to every game, but not happening. Jets Reaper says, my for sure lock for a win is Philly because they pull Hurts for a better draft spot. Ooh, rough. J Ruck says, I might bring you, Matt, and Green Bean down to Charlotte for game 1. Whew. That'd be fun. September 12th. I have off on Sundays. I'll leave after work on a Saturday. We'll see. I'm curious to see what outings I have that fall on a Sunday, because there's a few that I have to definitely be there for. But I'm going to try my best to not be present for any of them because I want to watch all these games. What else you guys talking about? TJ says, I just hope Wilson stays healthy. Me too. Delusional Jets fan. Ryan, predict what Zach Wilson's final stat line will be if he plays all 17 games. I predict Zach Wilson will, with 17 games, if he plays all 17, I think he breaks our passing record. I think he'll throw for over 4,000 yards. Remember, Namath did that with 14 games. So we have 3 extra games added onto it. So really, that's probably like a 3,000, 3,500 yard season normally. But I'll say 4,000 yards. I'll say 25 touchdowns. I'll say 15 interceptions. I think it's going to be, we're going to see a lot of wow plays. I think we're going to see a lot of rookie mistakes. Joe Barros Jr. says, I got to 8-9, being slightly pessimistic yet realistic. That's fair. I think this is a very favorable schedule compared to what we've had, last year. Who is the team MVP outside of quarterback? Says Scott. Team MVP this year, I will say Quinnen. Quinnen will have an elite season. He's going to get over 10 sacks. And we are going to fall in love with him. And he's going to sign a mega contract at the end of next year. I would love for Mekhi Becton to be that, though. Jet life. I see that. All right, so let's go through one more time. And then I'm going to hop off here. 6 of our first 7 games are against non-playoff teams. Oddly enough, I did have the Jets starting off pretty rough. Not winning a whole lot of games to start this season. Rookie quarterback, trying to figure out the system, trying to get your offensive line to gel. I think we have a rough start to the season. I think we have a stronger midsection, like specifically, like maybe starting week 10, probably not. I think Bills are probably lost. But this chunk right here, right? Let's see, can I draw on it? This chunk right here. That has a stretch potential that could be favorable for the Jets this year. We have no back-to-back road games. Our only back-to-back road game has a bye week sandwiched in between it. So that's nice for us. And 3 of our December games, or 3 of our winter games, December, January, are against warm weather or domed teams. So you're talking about the Bucks, the Jaguars, and the Saints, all being warm weather or domed teams coming up to MetLife in cold weather. And Buffalo could be resting some starters maybe at the end there. Who knows? All right, boys and girls, that's going to be it for me. I want to hear your comments down below. After this video ends, just drop a like on your way out. We only got 69 likes. Ayo. Drop a like on your way out. Leave your record prediction down below in the comments. I want to see that. I like seeing all the stuff down there. Let me know your favorite game. Let me know which game you want to go see in person, because there's a few games on here, and I would definitely week 2 for me and week 16, the Patriot game and the Jaguars game. Those are the 2 that I think we're going to try to go to. But guys, my name's Ryan. I've been your pilot. This is a lot of fun, but I'm going to bed. Take it easy, boys and girls.